You know, George Orwell is being quoted this week more than he's ever been because, as he wrote, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. Well, our job moving forward is to drown out that command with the truth each and every day, louder and more often than them. And in today's breaking story, well, it's a prime example of David staring down Goliath in Minnesota. Welcome to Occupy Democrats, and please hit that subscribe button if your eyes and your ears are working just fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty right-leaning, but seeing this is not what you need to do. This is not how to do it. It's not how we're supposed to do things around here in America.
Yeah, well, in our breaking story today from this morning's news conference, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey grabbed a proverbial stone and sling and took aim at ICE and their fartated fascist leader. Wait till you see his historic and heroic remarks earlier today in response to this.
3 p.m. in Minneapolis, a city on the edge, in the wake of a horrific tragedy that has spurred a nationwide battle over the truth of this incident as the Trump administration seeks to cast the shooting death of 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good by an ICE agent as a response to what they are calling an act of domestic terrorism. They're doing that without providing a shred of evidence. Minnesota officials say that the FBI has effectively frozen local law enforcement out of the investigation. Here's Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz.
I think it's clear to everyone as they saw this that it feels now that Minnesota has been taken out of the investigation. It feels very, very difficult that we will get a fair outcome. And I say that only because people in positions of power have already passed judgment, from the president to the vice president to Kristi Noem, have stood and told you things that are verifiably false, verifiably inaccurate. They have determined the character of a 37-year-old mom that they didn't even know.
As the governor points out, there are claims that have been made by the Trump administration stand in complete contrast to what we can see with our own eyes, to what eyewitnesses saw, to what available video evidence shows, and to what local officials on the ground there are saying. While Donald Trump told the New York Times in an interview that the victim in the shooting, quote, behaved horribly and, quote, ran him over, end quote, a New York Times visual investigation by the same paper that interviewed Trump, analyzed 3 different camera angles and showed that Good was driving away from the officer when he opened fire. Here's what that investigation found.
This is the agent who shoots the driver. He walks around the car filming and disappears from view. Other agents pull up and order the driver to exit her vehicle. One of them grabs at the door handle and reaches inside. The SUV reverses, then turns right, apparently attempting to leave. At the same time, the agent filming crosses toward the left of the vehicle and grabs his gun. He opens fire on the motorist and continues shooting as she drives past. The moment the agent fires, he is standing here, to the left of the SUV, and the wheels are pointing to the right, away from the agent. This appears to conflict with allegations that the SUV was ramming or about to ram the officer.
Yeah, well, and again, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. Well, here's our featured clip from earlier today at the press conference in Minneapolis. Highlights of Mayor Jacob Frey's accepting the evidence of his eyes and ears and frosting ICE and their commander.
50% of the shootings that have happened thus far in Minneapolis this year have been ICE. In other words, we've only had 2 shootings. One of them has been ICE. We are a safe city. ICE is making it less so. We are a city of unity, but ICE is trying to divide us and tear us apart. For every one of the people that you see standing here behind me, they have more than 1,000 people behind them. They have people that are committed to their neighbors, committed to integrity, committed to justice, and committed to getting the truth. We will not back down. Yeah, they stand by their statements. Do you stand by your statements? Yes. I stand by my statements. We stand by our statements. I'll look back to what I said. What I said was it was reckless abuse of power. Yes, it was a reckless abuse of power. I said that what the narrative that the administration was pushing in the immediacy following this shooting was garbage and false and BS. It was. I stand by every one of those. And, you know, this notion of inflammatory comments, I mean, come on, guys. You know, I dropped an F-bomb. I dropped an F-bomb. They killed somebody. Which one of those is more inflammatory? I'm going with the killing somebody.
Well, I suppose if you accept the evidence of your eyes and ears, then you're going with killing somebody too. Now, please like, share, and especially take care, because Orwell also said this: the further a society drifts from truth, the more it will hate those who speak it.